Hi, Jim Robinson with the Premium Stock Newsletter. Now here's one where I think we bought a call option on this one, and I've bought this as a swing trade too in the newsletter. Now this is a weekly chart of PEET, and if you see the base here, I mean it just made a classic base, double bottom head. This could even be like a head and shoulders base here, and then basically this line here was resistance for this stock. And this even sometimes these patterns will be patterns within patterns. This also has the look of the cup with handle, if you can see the cup, and then here's the handle over here. And then when it breaks above that handle, that means the stock is probably going to go. Again, it's not necessarily going to go overnight, but this just looks like a classic breakout here. And again, if you draw the resistance line above the base, this is just exactly where you would expect the stock to make wide range bars and break out. And I don't have the volume on this because bar chart don't do it when you put volume on it when you have an indicator, but I'm sure the volume was strong on this breakout. And then after you have a breakout from a base like that, this is just again normal market action, just to come back down and test the base and to make a correction. And probably what PEET is going to do is probably come back down here and make a double bottom here. I wouldn't be surprised. No, again, it doesn't have to, but that's usually these stocks kind of like to make a low and then come up and then make another low. So I think Pete's will probably come in here and make a low, and the 50-week moving average is up, and support and resistance, everything looks good for Pete's. P-E-E-T. I guess you'd call it Pete's. LCRD. This is another one we're swing trading, and I think we have a call option on this one too. We bought this one at 575 on 1230, and that's the swing trade that we did. So let's see, 1230. Let's see if I can get that line up here. Okay, we bought it. Well, 1230 it must have been like 1228. Oh well, this is the weekly numbers. That was on the daily numbers. Anyway, we bought it right in here, probably on this bar, and again, it came above the 50-week moving average, and now the correction has come right down to the 50-week moving average, and the 50-week moving average is trending up. So I expect this stock to keep heading higher. I mean, again, here's where the breakout would have been, right at this bar here. And if you follow that over, it came back and tested the breakout. Now, here's the thing about, I said on Pete, a lot of times they come back down and test the last low, which they do, but they don't always. And I think on this LCRD, it might not do that. And the reason why is because on the daily chart here, yesterday it's kind of, the pattern has been kind of a base here, cup handle pattern and kind of a handle, and then yesterday it made a strong thrust up move, and that kind of says that a test of the low might be in. This is a bull swing and then a test of the low, and with this bar here, a good chance that this stock is not going to come back down here and test the low. But either way, it doesn't matter as long as we get a good buy point, like we buy in. Here's 1230 right here. Here's the day we bought on. So that was a good day to buy. I mean, just coming out of a base, and again, then we got to give the stock a little leadway. I put the stop right below this low. I probably should have went a little lower, but I kind of was making the point that we can swing trade these stocks with real close risk, and I think it's going to work out on this one. Again, this 50-day moving average, it came above it, came back down and kind of tested the move above it, and now it's closed back above it on a wide range bar, and this bar closed on the high, so that's all bullish action, and I would expect this stock to head higher from here. We'll look at one more here, or two more real quick. LCRD, NLST. This is one I have high hopes for. Again, a lot of this depends on the general market, but that's one reason I'm bullish on the general market, because I've got so many of these stocks that I'm following that look like they're tracing out, like say, a bullish correction, and if it it looks like it's going to head higher. I mean, I got so many stocks. Matter of fact, pretty much all of our stocks look like they're either in strong uptrends or they're tracing out a bullish correction, just a normal correction, and they look like they're going to head higher. So that's one thing that's keeping me bullish on the general market. I mean, if these stocks are going to continue higher, and we have stock after stock after stock that looks like it's going to head higher, well, if these stocks are going to continue to head higher like they look like they're going to, that's going to make the general market head higher, and I think that's what's going on. Okay, NLST. This one's come below the uptrending 50, but the 50-day moving average is still trending higher. And this is a daily chart of NLST. And then we'll take that chart out a little. That was a little close view. That was like a 2-month view. That we'll go 4-month view and see if we can see what's going on a little bit better. Okay, you can see that this stock broke out strongly here. And we bought right on this day at the open. And one reason I like to buy when they make the move out instead of wait for a pullback is because sometimes that pullback's never going to come. And if you have a stock that you're really bullish on, this stock could have just like shot right up to 10 or something. You never know. So if you want to get in a stock, I just like getting into it if you feel like you want to get into it. But again, that might be something that you might take my newsletter and you might see this move up here and you might say, well, I'm just gonna wait and see if that stock corrects, and you might decide to try to wait for a correction and buy back here. I mean, there's no right answer. It's just kind of what you want to do. Again, I'm going to do my best to give you the best information. And what we might do here too in the premium newsletter is I really think that this is a low here for NLST. Again, this is like a doji candlestick when it opens and closes on about the same price. So this bar here is a doji, and that I would not be surprised to see NLST snap back up here and trade back above the 50-day moving average. And what I might do is actually rebuy this stock in the newsletter for anybody that's not in it as a swing trade. And this was more of the idea back here was more buy and hold it, because I just thought this looks like a good breakout and we're just going to hold it no matter what. But this we might buy if it moves up here and then put a stop down here somewhere. So NLST. And then as far as the classic chart analysis, again, when these stocks move up in a bull swing or an uptrend, however you want to look at it, usually the correction comes in at around the 50% level, and you can just eyeball this and see that, you know, about 50% of this move is just right about in here. You know, I mean, you could see that coming. Like if we said, okay, if this stock corrects from here and we were on this bar, you could pretty much say it's going to correct down to about here. So this is just a classic correction. And again, the second low is coming in at a little lower low than this low. That's pretty normal. Elliott Wave Traders, that would be like an A, B, C correction. And then again, I call it a double bottom. Some people, you know, want double bottoms to be like exactly like this low is 436. They would want this to be 436, and then if it breaks down like this, they would consider that not quite a double bottom. But I just consider the general areas. To me, this is still a double bottom here, and I think this is just making a classic double bottom correction. It's going to head higher. So that's it for this video. I'll try to do a couple more stocks here in a second.